Question 1. What is the primary purpose of the California Firearm Safety Certificate? FSC. I. To grant permission to carry a concealed firearm in public. B. To demonstrate knowledge of firearm laws and safe handling practices required to purchase or acquire most firearms in California. C. To register all firearms owned by an individual with the state. D. To certify an individual as proficient in advanced tactical firearm use. Answer, B. To demonstrate knowledge of firearm laws and safe handling practices required to purchase or acquire most firearms in California. The California Firearm Safety Certificate, FSC, is a prerequisite for purchasing or acquiring most firearms in California, serving to ensure that individuals possess a foundational understanding of firearm laws and safe handling. This certificate validates that the buyer has passed a written test covering essential safety rules, storage requirements, and relevant state laws, which is crucial for responsible firearm ownership. Passing the FSC exam shows you've taken the first step towards safe gun ownership. Always remember the FSC is about demonstrating your commitment to safety and legal compliance before you even acquire a firearm. Question 2. If a firearm fails to fire after the trigger is pulled, hang fire, what should you do? I. Immediately open the action to clear the malfunction. B. Keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction for at least 30-60 seconds before attempting to clear it. C. Hand the firearm to another person for inspection. D. Shake the firearm vigorously to dislodge the round. Answer, B. Keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction for at least 30-60 seconds before attempting to clear it. If a firearm experiences a hang fire, meaning there's a delayed ignition of the primer and powder after the trigger is pulled, it's crucial to keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction for at least 30-60 seconds. This waiting period allows for the possibility that the primer might still ignite, preventing an accidental discharge while you are attempting to clear the firearm. This patient and cautious approach is a critical safety measure to manage potential delayed ignitions. Always remember, patience can prevent a serious accident in case of a hang fire. Question 3. When storing a firearm in a home with children, what is the most important consideration? I. Storing it in a locked display cabinet. B. Storing it unloaded and separate from ammunition, preferably in a locked container or safe. C. Storing it under a bed for quick access. D. Storing it with the safety engaged in an unlocked closet. Answer, B. Storing it unloaded and separate from ammunition, preferably in a locked container or safe. The most critical consideration for storing firearms in a home with children is preventing unauthorized access, especially by curious children. This is achieved by storing the firearm unloaded, meaning there is no ammunition in the chamber or magazine, and keeping it in a locked container or secure safe, with ammunition stored separately and locked as well. This prevents tragic accidents by creating multiple barriers that children cannot overcome, ensuring they cannot load or fire the weapon. Always remember, a locked firearm with separate, locked ammunition is the safest way to store a gun around children. Question 4. What is the significance of the treat every firearm as if it were loaded safety rule? I. It simplifies the process of checking a firearm's status. B. It ensures you always act with maximum caution, applying all safety rules, regardless of whether you believe the firearm is unloaded. C. It implies that all firearms are always loaded. D. It means you don't need to physically check the chamber. Answer, B. It ensures you always act with maximum caution, applying all safety rules, regardless of whether you believe the firearm is unloaded. The rule, treat every firearm as if it were loaded, is a foundational principle of firearms safety because it instills a mindset of constant vigilance and caution. Even if you believe a firearm is unloaded, this rule demands that you still apply all other safety rules, such as muzzle control, trigger discipline, and being sure of your target and what's beyond it. This eliminates the risk of an accidental discharge that might occur if someone mistakenly believes a firearm is unloaded when it is not. This mindset is your ultimate safeguard against negligence. Question 5. What is the primary risk associated with high-capacity magazines, magazines holding more than 10 rounds, in California? I. They are generally illegal to manufacture, import, sell, or lend in California, and possession is restricted, with limited exceptions. B. They make firearms excessively heavy and difficult to handle. C. They are prone to jamming and malfunction. D. They are more expensive than standard capacity magazines. Answer: I. They are generally illegal to manufacture, import, sell, or lend in California, and possession is restricted, with limited exceptions. In California, the primary risk and concern with high-capacity magazines, defined as those capable of holding more than 10 rounds of ammunition, is their general illegality. State law prohibits the manufacture, import, sale, and lending of these magazines, and their possession is also highly restricted, with very few exceptions for specific law enforcement or military personnel. Unlawful possession can lead to significant legal penalties, so it's critical to understand and adhere to these strict capacity limits. Always verify that any magazine you acquire is compliant with California's 10-round limit. Question 6. What is the correct procedure to ensure a semi-automatic handgun is unloaded after removing the magazine? I. Pull the trigger and observe if it fires. B. Visually inspect the chamber, then close the slide and re-insert the magazine. C. Retract the slide, visually inspect the chamber and magazine well, and then physically feel the chamber to confirm it is empty. D. Keep the slide forward and simply remove the magazine. Answer: C. Retract the slide, visually inspect the chamber and magazine well, and then physically feel the chamber to confirm it is empty. To confirm a semi-automatic handgun is unloaded, after removing the magazine, you must retract the slide fully to the rear. This action ejects any round that might be in the chamber. Next, visually inspect the chamber and the magazine well to ensure they are completely empty, then physically feel the chamber with your finger to confirm there is no round present. This combination of visual and physical inspection is crucial for verifying an unloaded status, ensuring maximum safety before handling or cleaning. Always remember the visual and physical check. Question 7. What is the main reason to have a sturdy backstop behind your target when shooting? I. To mark the exact distance to your target. B. To collect spent bullet casings for recycling. C. To safely stop bullets and prevent them from traveling beyond the range or into unintended areas. D. To enhance the visibility of your target. Answer: C. To safely stop bullets and prevent them from traveling beyond the range or into unintended areas. A sturdy backstop behind your target is absolutely essential at any shooting range or designated shooting area because its primary purpose is to safely contain and stop bullets. Bullets can travel for miles and penetrate various materials, so a robust backstop, often made of earth, concrete, or steel, ensures that any projectile that misses or passes through the target is safely absorbed, preventing it from leaving the shooting area and causing harm or damage elsewhere. Always ensure there is a safe and adequate backstop before shooting. Question 8. When participating in a live-fire shooting activity at a range, what is the appropriate position for your trigger finger until your sights are on the target and you are ready to shoot? I. Resting lightly on the trigger. B. Curled inside the trigger guard, but not touching the trigger. C. Outside the trigger guard, resting high on the frame. D. Any position that feels comfortable. Answer, C. Outside the trigger guard, resting high on the frame. The rule of keeping your trigger finger outside the trigger guard and resting high on the frame until your sights are on the target and you are ready to shoot is paramount for preventing accidental discharges. This ensures that no pressure is inadvertently applied to the trigger, which could cause the firearm to fire unexpectedly. This discipline, often called finger off the trigger, is a fundamental safety practice that greatly reduces the risk of unintended shots. Make it a habit to always keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you are absolutely ready to fire. Question 9. Eye protection is important when shooting firearms because I. It helps improve your aiming ability. B. It protects your eyes from ejected brass, gunpowder residue, and potential firearm malfunctions. C. It makes it easier to see your target in low light. D. It reduces glare from the sun. Answer, B. It protects your eyes from ejected brass, gunpowder residue, and potential firearm malfunctions. Eye protection, such as shooting glasses or safety glasses, is essential when handling or shooting firearms because it provides a vital barrier against various hazards. These hazards include hot, ejected brass casings, unburnt gunpowder particles, and fragments that could result from a firearm malfunction, all of which can cause serious and permanent eye injury. Always wear wrap-around eye protection at a shooting range or whenever handling live ammunition to safeguard your vision. Your eyes are irreplaceable, so always protect them. Question 10. What does the term safe handling demonstration refer to in California firearm purchases? I. A verbal explanation of how to operate the firearm. B. A physical demonstration by the buyer, in the presence of the dealer, of how to safely load, unload, and secure the firearm. C. A video presentation watched by the buyer about firearm safety. D. A test of the buyer's shooting accuracy at a range. Answer, B. A physical demonstration by the buyer, in the presence of the dealer, of how to safely load, unload, and secure the firearm. In California, the safe handling demonstration is a mandatory component of the firearm purchase process, requiring the buyer to physically show the dealer that they know how to safely operate the firearm. This demonstration typically involves proving the ability to load, unload, and apply safety mechanisms for the specific firearm being purchased, ensuring the buyer has a practical understanding of its safe use. This hands-on requirement reinforces the theoretical knowledge gained from the FSC and helps prevent accidents. Practice the safe handling demonstration with snap caps, dummy rounds, if you're not sure, so you're confident when at the dealer. Question 11. Under California law, how long is a firearm safety certificate? FSC, valid from the date of issue? I. 1 year. B. 2 years. C. 5 years. D. It does not expire. Answer, C. 5 years. A California Firearm Safety Certificate. FSC, is valid for a period of 5 years from the date it is issued. This validity period means that once you obtain your FSC by passing the written test, it will remain active for half a decade, allowing you to purchase or acquire firearms during that time without needing to retake the exam. It's important to keep track of your FSC's expiration date to ensure you're always in compliance when considering future firearm acquisitions. Plan ahead and renew your FSC before it expires to avoid any delays. Question 12. According to California law, what must be done with a handgun when transporting it in a vehicle? I. It must be loaded and placed in the glove compartment for quick access. B. It must be unloaded and locked in the trunk or a locked container separate from the passenger compartment. C. It can be carried loaded on the seat next to the driver. D. It must be in a holster on the driver's person. Answer, B. It must be unloaded and locked in the trunk or a locked container separate from the passenger compartment. Under California law, when transporting a handgun in a vehicle, it must be unloaded and contained within a locked container. This container must be placed in the vehicle's trunk or, if the vehicle does not have a trunk, in a locked container secured in the vehicle's interior, but outside the passenger compartment. This regulation is designed to prevent unauthorized access to the firearm during transport, enhancing public safety and deterring theft. Remember, unloaded and locked is the rule for safe and legal handgun transport in a vehicle. Question 13. In California, if you inherit a firearm from an immediate family member, parent or grandparent, what must typically be done? I. Nothing, as inherited firearms are exempt from all transfer requirements. B. The transfer must be reported to the California Department of Justice, DOJ, via a form, and you must possess a valid FSC. C. The firearm must be sold to a licensed dealer within 30 days. D. You must immediately take the firearm to a shooting range for practice. Answer, B. The transfer must be reported to the California Department of Justice, DOJ, via a form, and you must possess a valid FSC. In California, even when inheriting a firearm from an immediate family member like a parent or grandparent, the transfer typically must be reported to the California Department of Justice, DOJ, by submitting a specific form called the Intrafamilial Firearm Transaction Report. Additionally, the recipient must possess a valid firearm safety certificate. FSC, unless an exemption applies. This reporting requirement ensures that the state maintains a record of firearm ownership changes and that the recipient is legally qualified to possess the firearm. Make sure to comply with all reporting requirements to avoid legal issues, even in familial transfers. Question 14. What is the primary reason to use the correct caliber and type of ammunition for your firearm? I. To achieve the highest possible shooting accuracy. B. To ensure reliable and safe operation of the firearm and prevent damage or injury. C. To make the firearm easier to clean after shooting. D. To comply with range rules, which typically specify ammunition types. Answer, B. To ensure reliable and safe operation of the firearm and prevent damage or injury. Using the correct caliber and type of ammunition is absolutely critical for the safe and reliable operation of any firearm. If you use ammunition that is too large or too small for the chamber, or that has incorrect pressure levels, it can lead to dangerous malfunctions like squib loads, where the bullet doesn't fully exit the barrel, or catastrophic firearm failure, potentially causing severe injury to the shooter or bystanders. Always double-check that the ammunition caliber matches the firearm's barrel stamping to ensure compatibility and safety. Question 15. Which of the following is considered a safe way to store ammunition? I. Stored loosely in a desk drawer. B. Stored with firearms in the same unlocked container. C. Stored in a locked container, separate from firearms, in a cool, dry place. D. Stored in direct sunlight for easy access. Answer, C. Stored in a locked container, separate from firearms, in a cool, dry place. Safely storing ammunition is just as important as safely storing firearms. Ammunition should always be kept in a locked container, separate from the firearms themselves, to prevent unauthorized access and potential misuse. Storing it in a cool, dry place helps maintain its integrity and prevents degradation that could lead to malfunctions. Proper storage ensures that both firearms and ammunition are secure and less likely to be involved in an accidental incident. Think of it as a two-part lock: lock the gun, and lock the ammo separately. Question 16. Before handling any firearm, what is the first rule of firearm safety you should always apply? I. Ensure the safety is engaged. B. Remove the magazine. C. Clear the chamber and visually and physically check that the firearm is unloaded. D. Point the muzzle in a safe direction. Answer, D. Point the muzzle in a safe direction. The very first rule of firearm safety, known as Rule 1, is to always keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction. This means directing the muzzle, the end of the barrel where the bullet exits, towards an area where an accidental discharge would cause no injury to people and minimal property damage. While clearing the firearm is critical, controlling the muzzle direction is the immediate action you must take as soon as you touch the firearm, providing immediate protection against unintended harm. Always think about where your muzzle is pointing before you do anything else. Question 17. Which of the following statements about California's assault weapon laws is true? I. All semi-automatic firearms are classified as assault weapons. B. California defines assault weapons based on specific features, such as pistol grips, flash suppressors, or adjustable stocks, and generally prohibits their sale, transfer, or possession, with limited exceptions. C. Assault weapons are legal to own without restriction as long as they are registered. D. Only fully automatic firearms are considered assault weapons in California. Answer, B. California defines assault weapons based on specific features, such as pistol grips, flash suppressors, or adjustable stocks, and generally prohibits their sale, transfer, or possession, with limited exceptions. California has very specific and stringent laws regarding assault weapons, which are defined not by their automatic firing capability, but by certain cosmetic and functional features, such as pistol grips, thumbhole stocks, flash suppressors, or grenade launchers. These features, combined with the firearm's semi-automatic action and detachable magazine, can classify it as an assault weapon, leading to a general prohibition on their sale, transfer, or possession, except for very limited grandfathered exceptions. Understanding these specific features is crucial because possessing a prohibited firearm can lead to severe legal consequences. Always ensure any firearm you consider acquiring complies with California's assault weapon laws. Question 18. If your firearm safety certificate, FSC, is lost or stolen, what action should you take to replace it? I. You must retake the FSC exam. B. You can request a duplicate certificate from any licensed firearm dealer who issued FSCs. C. You must contact the California Department of Justice directly for a replacement. D. There is no replacement process, you must obtain a new one only when making a purchase. Answer, B. You can request a duplicate certificate from any licensed firearm dealer who issued FSCs. If your firearm safety certificate, FSC, is lost or stolen, you do not need to retake the entire exam. Instead, you can request a duplicate certificate from any licensed firearm dealer who is authorized to issue FSCs. This process typically involves paying a small fee and verifying your identity, making it convenient to replace your certificate without significant hassle. Always keep your FSC in a safe place, but know that a replacement option exists if needed. Question 19. What is the 10-day waiting period in California firearm purchases primarily intended to achieve? I. To allow the buyer to reconsider their purchase. B. To allow law enforcement time to complete a thorough background check on the buyer. C. To ensure the buyer has sufficient funds to complete the purchase. D. To allow the buyer to complete a firearm safety course during this time. Answer, B. To allow law enforcement time to complete a thorough background check on the buyer. The 10-day waiting period for firearm purchases in California is a mandatory cool-off period designed to allow the California Department of Justice, DOJ, sufficient time to conduct a comprehensive background check on the prospective buyer. This background check is crucial for identifying individuals who are legally prohibited from owning firearms, such as felons or those with specific restraining orders, thereby enhancing public safety. This waiting period is a vital component of California's rigorous firearm regulations, aiming to prevent firearms from falling into dangerous hands. Question 20. What is the legal age requirement in California to purchase a handgun from a licensed firearm dealer? I. 18 years old. B. 21 years old. C. 25 years old. D. 16 years old with parental consent. Answer, B. 21 years old. In California, the legal age requirement to purchase a handgun from a licensed firearm dealer is 21 years old. This age restriction is a key part of the state's comprehensive firearm regulations, aiming to limit handgun access to adults considered to be more mature and responsible. While some exceptions exist for long guns or for individuals like active duty military personnel, the general rule for handguns is strictly enforced. Always verify the current age requirements before attempting any firearm purchase. Question 21. When cleaning a firearm, what is the most important safety precaution? I. Ensuring the firearm is completely disassembled. B. Wearing gloves to protect your hands from cleaning solvents. C. Ensuring the firearm is completely unloaded and separated from all ammunition. D. Performing the cleaning outdoors in a well-ventilated area. Answer, C. Ensuring the firearm is completely unloaded and separated from all ammunition. The absolute most important safety precaution when cleaning any firearm is to ensure it is completely unloaded and that all ammunition is removed from the cleaning area. Before beginning any cleaning, visually and physically check the chamber and magazine well multiple times to confirm there are no live rounds present. Keeping ammunition away from the cleaning area prevents any possibility of accidentally loading or firing the firearm during the process. Make it a strict habit. No ammo in the cleaning zone. Question 22. What is the purpose of a firearm's safety mechanism? I. To automatically prevent the firearm from firing if dropped. B. To disable certain parts of the firearm's firing mechanism to prevent accidental discharge when properly engaged. C. To indicate if the firearm is loaded or unloaded. D. To lock the firearm in a specific position for storage. Answer, B. To disable certain parts of the firearm's firing mechanism to prevent accidental discharge when properly engaged. A firearm's safety mechanism is designed to prevent accidental discharge by physically blocking or disabling certain parts of the firing mechanism, such as the trigger or hammer, when properly engaged. It acts as a mechanical device that, when activated, creates a barrier to unintended firing. However, a safety is a mechanical device that can fail. Therefore, it is never a substitute for strict adherence to the 4 fundamental rules of firearm safety. Always remember, the safety is just a mechanical aid, not a guarantee against negligent discharge. Question 23. What is the purpose of hearing protection when shooting firearms? I. To block out all sound for better concentration. B. To prevent damage to your hearing from the loud noise of gunfire. C. To enhance the sound of the firearm's operation. D. To keep your ears warm in cold weather. Answer, B. To prevent damage to your hearing from the loud noise of gunfire. Hearing protection, such as earmuffs or earplugs, is absolutely essential when shooting firearms because the sound produced by a gunshot is extremely loud and can cause immediate and permanent hearing damage. The sudden, intense noise can damage the delicate structures within your inner ear, leading to hearing loss or tinnitus, a persistent ringing in the ears. Always wear appropriate hearing protection at a shooting range or any time you are around live gunfire to safeguard your hearing. Protecting your ears is just as important as protecting your eyes. Question 24. When shooting at an outdoor range, what additional step is crucial after identifying your primary paper target to ensure safety? I. Confirming the wind direction to adjust your aim. B. Checking that your sights are properly aligned. C. Assessing the entire area behind and around your target to ensure there are no unintended objects or hazards in the bullet's path. D. Announcing, ready to fire, to alert others. Answer, C. Assessing the entire area behind and around your target to ensure there are no unintended objects or hazards in the bullet's path. Even after clearly identifying your primary target at an outdoor range, it is crucial to assess the entire area behind and around it. This is because bullets can travel long distances and penetrate various objects, posing a risk to anything or anyone beyond your intended target. Always confirming a safe backstop and clear surrounding areas is a critical aspect of the "be sure of your target and what's beyond it" rule, preventing collateral damage or injury. Always think beyond the immediate target and consider the bullet's full path. Question 25. What is the most critical element when identifying your target and what is beyond it? I. Ensuring you have a clear shot at the target. B. Confirming the target is within your effective shooting range. C. Being absolutely certain of your target and what lies in front of, behind, and around it to prevent collateral damage or injury. D. Identifying the type of material the target is made of. Answer, C. Being absolutely certain of your target and what lies in front of, behind, and around it to prevent collateral damage or injury. Being sure of your target and what's beyond it is a critical safety rule because a bullet can travel great distances and penetrate many objects. Before you ever pull the trigger, you must positively identify your target and then confirm that there are no people, animals, or unintended property that could be struck by your bullet if it misses or passes through the target. This due diligence prevents tragic accidents from bullets traveling into unintended areas. Always consider the entire path of your bullet before you shoot.